So I'm talking about challenges and pitfalls that nonprofits face, that mission-driven organizations face, and this is the third one. I don't really have a name for it. Maybe it's waste. And last time I talked about one question to ask yourself when you're thinking about the organization is to ask yourself, what you say we're closing shop in 5 years. What would you do differently? What would I do differently? And it's interesting how that can really flesh out some waste, some wheel spinning, and some foolishness. Really, when you get down to it, that doesn't necessarily have to be there. I mean, every dollar that comes in needs to be in the service of a mission. And to the extent that the dollars that come in are in the service of creating hierarchies that don't make sense, in the service of burnishing a reputation that doesn't need to be burnished. Very often, if you really look at that in a sober, clear-eyed way, you'd say to yourself, I don't think we would do that. Instead, this is the question to ask: what will we do to make the biggest impact, and what is our highest and best use for the period of time that we're here? I would suggest to organizations not to consider themselves as existing in perpetuity, which gives you sort of room to sit back, but always imagine that this is we're in the last stretch. What are we going to do? How are we going to push it? And that's not to burn your people out or drive your organization into the ground, but it's to make sure that we're all focused outwardly, and that we're not just focused on propping up an organization, and that we are finally directing our energies, directing the organization's energies in the direction that the mission points us to, which is to do a public good.